Hello, 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 and happy fucking Wednesday, you guys. And welcome to People Talk Now. I'm your host, Vanessa Herrera, and this is the show where you ask about it and I talk about it. And let's not forget, guys, we are constantly trying to change the pace out there on what these beautiful people are calling better days. And welcome, happy Wednesday. Welcome to episode 33. And I bet some of you guys are probably wondering, Vanessa, what are you talking about today? What's on the menu? Don't worry, I got you. So today I'm going to be talking about ways that you can get yourself to be healthier. And I get this question. I often get asked this question. Vanessa, how do I become healthier? How do I eat better? How do I just even get myself into that mindset, right? And don't worry. I'm going to help you figure this out. I'm going to help you, give you at least my words of wisdom and things that have worked for me. I felt really, I feel really excited about talking about this morning. And it's a really fun topic for me, but it might not be for most. And I get that. But right now, being that a lot of us, if not all of us, are in quarantine still, and we don't really know when things are going to change, I think it's important that we really, really consider our health right now at this point in time. And I realize and I understand that it's not easy for some of you as it is for me, or maybe it is easy for you. But I do have ways to kind of help you get started. So one of the things that I do whenever, I think about being healthier, right? Because when we think about health, it's like an overall thing. It's not just about eating, but it's about everything. It's about what you listen to, what you read, what you watch, who you talk to, who you're around, everything, right? What you believe. And so, hold on one second. I'm drinking I'm wearing one of my daughter's Band-Aids because I got cut on the weekend. So that's ginger tea, by the way. And so one of the things that I do is that I try to tell myself, okay, think positive and focus on the things that you're grateful for, right? Because I feel like when we think about positive things, or when we think about the gratitude that we have towards like whether we're going to eat something or towards what we're trying to do in our life, first of all, it's been proven to boost our immune system. And if your body overall believes what you think, which is something that I feel like I talk about a lot on my podcast, The Power of Thought, obviously your body's going to believe that. And you're going to gain this sense of like, like empowerment, and your body's going to believe it. And when your mind believes something, then guess what? The rest of your body believes it. Another thing, first of all, definitely this is probably something that your grandparents and your mom and your dad, anybody that you know who's definitely already eating healthy, a lot of people will say, well, eat your vegetables, right? And I know for some of us, it's harder than others. But one of the things that helped me understand that eating vegetables isn't so bad is obviously knowing what you're getting out of vegetables, right? What vegetables are going to give you a certain amount of thing. Now, I know a lot of you out there know that the people that follow me know that I'm vegan, right? Plant-based, whatever the fuck you want to call it, whatever makes you happy, right? But one of the things that made it easier for me to eat healthier is also understanding basically what it is that I'm getting from every vegetable, right? What vegetables, what greens have the highest proteins, right? So that's super important, first of all. You got to do your homework. If this is something that you really want, right? If you just really want to be a healthier person, right? And maybe you don't have the motivation to work out every day like I do, or some people do, right? Maybe you're like, well, fuck you, Vanessa. I don't want to go for a fucking run. There's the Ronas outside, right? I get it. Not everybody's the same. But What if I told you, the person watching me right now, right? It's not a commercial. This is People Talk Now. What if I told you that there was a way that you can eat, right, without actually having to work out? Because see, what happens is that when you eat right, why the fuck are my hands going everywhere? But when you eat right, naturally those things will eventually come into your path, right? Like you're gonna want to do those things because obviously your mind's gonna alter, your body's gonna feel different, the whole choo-choo train mechanism inside of you is gonna start working differently. So you're gonna want to work out. It's like a no-brainer, right? But before I go into the should you eat your 5 servings of vegetables a day type of thing, whether should I eat them raw, steamed, fried, what's the healthiest option, right? You have to know which vegetables, first of all, have the highest proteins. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but I'm constantly always posting on my IG stories, if you follow my personal account, that I'm always talking about like how raw foods definitely benefit you more than eating cooked foods. And there's a reason for that. There's a whole, like, I could talk about food and about health for days. First of all, okay, raw foods. I eat a lot of kale salads. There's a reason. I fucking love kale, but I understand not everybody likes kale. Some people want it cooked. Some people rather steam it. Again, let's first of all focus on what greens, right, have the highest protein. So understanding that you don't really need to eat meat, right? You don't really need that because I have proven to myself and many other people around me that you do not need to eat any animal products, first of all, to gain muscle, right? There's this whole misconception that if you're a guy or a girl, like, oh no, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to be like super slender and blah, 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 blah. Okay, first of all, I used to eat meat all my life growing up. And I always was like at 105. 105, I couldn't get past that hump. It didn't matter. I ate it all. Fast food, I was always eating junk. I treated my body like garbage, right? But what happened is that I could never gain weight. And I've always been, first of all, like a pretty slender person, right? I've always been a slender person, right? Some people would be like, oh my God, you're so lucky, right? Yeah, of course I'm fucking lucky. You're damn straight I'm lucky. And I get that. Some people are like, well, it's easier for you because you already started with this body. No, fuck no. It's a mindset, okay? Not everybody was born with this mindset. But what I will say is that now eating the way that I do, I try to incorporate, especially now, because I have a different goal in mind, right? When I say I really want to be healthy, I really mean it. I'm embracing it, right? And so I made sure that I did my homework and that I know what proteins, right? What type of proteins I should be consuming right now and which ones are high in protein. So if you're eating raw foods, right? In the most natural way that they came to be in this earth, which, spinach and kale, those are the two that I eat a lot, right? But those two alone give me about 50%, almost 50% of the protein intake that I need, right? And all of us, it doesn't matter what age you are. Why does it feel like I have something in my eye? Can you guys see it? I feel like I have something in my eye. Okay, maybe it'll leave. Yeah, so, it doesn't matter what your age category is. We all need protein. So I'm going to tell you guys the top 10 vegetables that you can eat or, that provide you with some sort of protein that you probably didn't even know, but you will know after this. So spinach gives you 49% protein. Kale, 45% protein. Broccoli, 45% protein. Cauliflower, 40% protein. Mushrooms. I know a lot of people don't really like mushrooms, but mushrooms are really good for you. 38% protein. Parsley gives you 34% protein. Who would have fucking known, right? Some people just drizzle a little bit of parsley on top of spaghetti or pasta. Cucumbers have 24% protein. And they're really good for you because they keep your body hydrated, obviously, because they have a lot of water intake. Green peppers give you 22% protein. Purple cabbage, which I'm always putting on top of my kale salads, 22% protein. 18% comes from tomatoes. All right. And okay. I'm blanking out here. Oh yeah. Okay. So obviously you can also get, protein from asparagus. That's about 20%. And you can get it from avocados. That's another 20%. So that's, and we're just talking about vegetables here. We haven't even covered like beans, legumes, and all that other stuff. But these are things that if you're wondering like, oh no, like, I need to go get a piece of beef or a piece of this, or I need to go get eggs and all that to get some protein. No, that's not true. You don't need any of that. Okay. As a matter of fact, if I had my brother here right now, he would show you how much he's leaned down just following like a more very natural kind of diet, just eating more plant-based foods. The guy's shredded. Okay. And I feel like right now, in this point in time, in quarantine season, it's very important for us not to fall off. It is very important for us not to fall off because why? Because whenever we do go back to the normal life of what we were all apparently fucking doing, is that it's going to be harder for you to come back from this. It's going to be harder for you to jump on whatever fucking ride or whatever thing you were just trying to accomplish. It's going to be harder for you to get back on the high horse or whatever the hell. It's going to be harder for you. And why not make things easier for you, right? And that's why I'm trying to inform you right now on the sources of protein that you can get from your vegetables alone, right? Because essentially, some of us, the reason why we just senselessly like snack on stuff that we're not supposed to is because most of the time our body is deprived of something that it actually needs, right? That's why if like you're up in the middle of the night and your body's just like, oh, I want some sugar, I want a bowl of cereal, or you want something, it's most likely because you either one, dehydrated, or two, you're lacking a nutrient in your body, right? And so your body naturally is going to crave for the sugar, for the salt, for some sort of, the sodium, obviously. And those are already telltale signs of, you have some kind of deficiency where you're lacking something. Another thing, set a meal idea for yourself, right? So I noticed that for me, things started becoming a whole lot easier when first of all, I started eating my salads in the afternoon. Sometimes I'll eat it earlier. Sometimes I'll eat it a little bit later in the afternoon. But the whole point is that now, I don't know if you've heard that your gut has it has a brain, it has memory, right? And so you can reprogram the way that your gut thinks, the way that what your gut is begging you for the junk, for all the gunk and all that stuff. I don't know why I said gunk, but you guys get my drift. And so like I started eating like my kale salads in the afternoon or whatever. It doesn't have to be kale, but you get my point. Something nice and healthy and fresh in the afternoon. Why? Because that's I know a lot of people want to talk about breakfast and how it's allegedly the most important meal of the day. Bullshit. As a matter of fact, do yourself a fucking favor. If you can, don't eat anything in the morning, in my opinion, because fasting through your morning is the best thing you can do. Why? Because most people are like, wait, what the fuck? I don't understand. First of all, most of the time when we eat something, what happens? We sit down, especially if you're at a desk job, or a lot of us are sitting down at home these days, me here at my desk, is that your stomach starts processing it, right? So your body starts, okay, let's try to digest this. Let's try to send this to everywhere it needs to go, right? And the reason why I feel, now that I'm older and I understand food and nutrition, the way it works a lot better than I did before in the past, is that the minute we sit down and we're trying to focus on doing something, whether you're trying to read, whether you're trying to do work, whatever the case may be, is that your mind will have a very hard time focusing because your stomach is trying to process these things. It's trying to work. It's trying to work for you. And it can't do that because, first thing in the morning, you already, because we're so programmed to eat in the morning, right? Like it's just like breakfast, the most important meal of the day. essentially, a lot of us will actually be a lot more focused and we would be running a lot better and faster if we actually fasted through the morning. But, again, that's one of those things, to each his own, but fasting is also definitely a very beneficial thing for your body. I'm not promoting it for everyone to do it, but I'm saying like it should be something that you should definitely try at least once, or if not quite a bit through the month, because it's very beneficial for your gut lining. But let's get back to the lunch part. So around lunch time or whatever, my body is already programmed because I've already set this kind of like idea that, okay, we're having a salad. And so what happened is that after just like a week of me like doing that, what happened was that my stomach, no matter what I did, started asking me for that salad. I was just like started craving it, like, damn, I want this, right? And for some reason, nothing else seemed appealing. Like everything else was just kind of like, ugh. Why? Because I think what happens is that your body, especially your stomach, it starts to develop a sense of memory, right? And so when we eat certain foods, we know what these foods make us feel. We know that we feel like lethargic. We feel like, you want to sit down. You want to kind of let it pass. Maybe you feel full. Maybe you overate, right? And so I noticed that whenever I would eat this salad, right, packed with like all these nutrients and all these fibers and all these good proteins, is that immediately, which is something that I wouldn't do if I ate something that was cooked, I immediately felt like, holy shit, like I could definitely just get up and just continue on about my day. And I typically would not feel that with something else that was cooked. And I know that, and my gut lining knows that. And so it started asking me for that because it liked the feeling. It liked the feeling of being like nourished. It liked the feeling of just feeling refreshed, So is definitely a way to kind of keep your metabolism elevated, to keep you your energy levels high. And that's kind of like what I crave for and what I want for myself. Why? I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a creative person. I don't want to be feeling sluggish. I don't want to spend most of my day laying down, not doing nothing. Just because we're in quarantine doesn't mean that we should stop being creative. It doesn't mean that we should stop doing the things that we typically would have done. Only difference is that we're here, we're at home, but we still should continue working on our craft. And definitely more than anything, this is the point in time where we should be working on our health. And we have just that perfect opportunity. And, when this all first started, when the whole pandemic, started happening, a lot of people were, probably went to the store, and I get it. A lot of people were scared. A lot of people were like, stocking up on goods. But it's also very important that, we don't neglect the produce aisle, you guys, because, those are the things that are going to actually help us stay afloat right now. It's very important for us to eat our vegetables. You just feel good. You feel good because, obviously keeping your like health into consideration is going to help you manage your weight naturally. First of all, when you eat more, raw foods, when you eat more, just more balanced meals like vegetables, your beans, your rice, your grains, and all that good stuff, your nuts and your seeds, is that they help you manage your weight, but they also maintain your focus, and they help you like avoid those cravings of the junk. You know what I'm talking about? Like some of you out there with your hot Cheetos and your, all the coffee, the Starbucks drinks and all of the above. Trust me, all of that can be avoided if you just put the right things in, right? But like I just stated previously, it's very important that, you kind of build that memory in your gut, first of all. I know you guys are probably thinking like, what? I don't understand. Like, how much? Okay, there is this book. Okay, I'm reading a couple books, but I think I've looking up on my bookshelf above. If you guys are wondering what I'm looking at, this right here has been a very helpful book. It's called Nutrients, and it's like the complete guide to like, basically explains in depth like what every little thing is that does for you as far as like in your body, right? When you eat chocolate, It tells you what you actually get from the chocolate. And like, very good book. You could probably, who knows, you could probably order it on Amazon. You can get everything on Amazon nowadays. And another book that really helped me out, because, you know, you always got to stay informed. Right now is that time, you know, in our lives where we need to just get informed and get with the fucking program. All right? I'm sorry. Please, you know, we might have to censor that out. Just kidding. If kids are watching this, don't watch this. It's not for children. Okay? If your parents let you watch this, that's on them. This content is not for children. It's a whole lot of show. So yeah, definitely you want to, what am I trying to say here? You basically want to know what you're going to be getting out of these foods that you're eating. And if you really want to start being healthier, first of all, you already have the intention. So that's good. That's applause for you, because you're already on the right track. But definitely understand, like, when you go to a store, understand that the store is set up to fail you. Okay? The store has studied you. The store knows what you're going to go in and already buy. Every time you scan your Club Reward card, guess what? They already know what you buy. They set it up in this strategic way. Where did I learn that? Let me tell you where I learned that from. Get the book out really quick. So once upon a time, I read this book right here. It's called What to Eat. Really amazing book, okay? Ooh, it's a little dusty. It's been a while. But yeah, so it talks about the whole shebang. There's the author. Really good book. What was good about this book, you ask me? Well, one of the parts in here that I love the most was when the author talks about how the store is set up so that you could basically buy all the shit that you don't really need. So you're going to, you go in there and you're buying all these things that you don't really need, right? You don't need it, but you just find yourself fucking going down the aisles, right? Because that's the way they set it up. That's why the produce is way up there. That's why they do what they do. It's literally a fucking science lab. We're experiments, and they got the whole little maze. We're the mice, right? But there's a way that you can work your way through there and navigate. And some people, again, you may be really good at this. Maybe you're actually really good, but some people are not. Okay, so this is for the people that are not, and they need that little extra help. Like, well, what do I do? Okay, first of all, when you're trying to eat healthier, avoid going through the door that leads to the bread and the cans and all the other stuff. Where all the bakery's at, go through the door where you know you're going to walk in, and the first thing you're going to see is a bunch of produce. Walk through that door first. Why? Because they have designed it so that the last place you go to is a produce aisle, when that should be the first place that you go to. Get all the things that you need. Understand what these things are going to do for you. Because you have to set yourself on that path to start eating healthier, right? Because if you're kind of having like these kind of doubts and you're just like, I'm not sure, oh my God, I'm not sure, you wouldn't want to go down the aisle where there's a shit ton of bread. First of all, you're going to want to go to the aisle where you're going to be already where your mindset is at. So you're going to go gravitate towards the fruits and the vegetables and all the fresh things, right? That's where you want to be. Another thing is that, aside of the whole eating and knowing where to go when you're in the store, understanding, that everything they set up is to stimulate you and to try to distract you from, they want you to buy the junk. They want you to see the Oreos. They want you to see the hot Cheetos. They want you to see all of that, okay? They're there for a reason. It's advertisement, okay? It's their job to suck you in. But if you really want to be healthy, you have to learn how to navigate through the fucking store, okay? You got to learn how to swat those thoughts away. I don't know what I was doing there. Exercise daily, okay? When you're trying to be healthier. I'm not saying you have to go and do a full-blown ass workout, but first of all, working out, let me say, has done amazing things for me. Mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's made me think so different than I used to in the past. And I'll tell you why. Because before I started working out more religiously the way that I do now, In the past, all I would ever do is just go for a run and call it a day. And yeah, that's really nice because you get to be outside and see the nature and everything. But working out and exercising daily just makes you feel good inside. It makes you feel like this certain balance that you can't really get from anything else, because your body is in motion, your heart's pumping, blood is being sent to where it needs to go. Your circulation is going really good. It just puts you in a really good mood because you feel really accomplished. Because when you choose to exercise, you're choosing to better yourself. And that alone triggers such a beautiful feeling inside of your body that, I mean, who wouldn't want that? Like who the hell wouldn't want to feel good? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Did you know that daily exercise can reduce all of the biomarkers of aging? Okay. Also, this includes improving eyesight, normalizing blood pressure, improving lean muscle, lowering cholesterol, and improving bone density. A lot of people always ask me, like, Vanessa, how do you jump rope the way you do? First of all, let me just go rewind all the way back. Okay. First of all, when I first started jump roping, I couldn't jump rope for shit. I could probably barely get 10 jumps before I would always just mess up, like bad. Okay, I was sucked at it. I have witness. Can I get a witness? But I had a witness. And then I just kept practicing. And at first, I would hear things. I would read articles that said something about jump roping was bad for our body, like our bones. Little did I come to find out a year or so later that jump roping is actually amazing for our bones. And now you're probably thinking, like, how is that? Well, first of all, it improves your agility. Your agility has to do with your muscle movements and your joints and all that, right? Because you're just moving. Your bones all have a certain lubrication around the joints, right? That's why we get that they're able to move the way that they do, and we do all this and whatnot. And I just started noticing that my agility improves, and it was just insane, and I got better, and it just kind of drove me to be better, because doing all of that led to just me wanting to be healthier, me wanting to eat better, me wanting to do all these other things that I never did before, which was meditate, which was try yoga, all of this stuff, which I thought was hella foo-foo in the past, right? I was just like, yeah, no fucking way I'm doing that. You're fucking crazy, right? But now I'm just I'm all about it. Because why? Because I know that every time I do those things, I am improving myself. It's a gift to me. Being healthier is a gift to you. And why wouldn't you, again, who the fuck doesn't want to be healthier? I know when people think healthy, you think you're just going to eat a bunch of salads. No, it's not all about salads, okay? There's plenty of other things that you can make. You can make dishes that have grains and oh man, the possibilities are endless when it comes to healthy eating. Another thing that's very important when we're on this road to being healthier, which I myself, I know last week I talked about how much sleep do we actually need. And, I personally need to take my own advice. Your girl needs to catch some Z's because your girl be feeling so tired sometimes. But anyways, get a good night's sleep, y'all. Because, okay, first of all, let's just say that our body does a lot of things for us, okay? It does a lot. It puts up with a lot of our shit, okay? We be doing all kinds of shit, and sometimes some of us just don't give our body that downtime to just regenerate and recoup. And I myself, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm trying to be better, y'all. I'm trying to be better. I am. I promise that this weekend coming around, I'm going to gonna go to sleep early. I'm just going to try to go to bed a lot earlier, turn off all my digital devices, and just get some good sleep and focus on me and improving myself. And that's what you guys all should do. Focus on you and improving yourself. Okay. So Okay, of course. If you're having trouble sleeping, try these couple of things. Sometimes if I, for whatever reason, especially now, before I wasn't doing it, but now that I have my, what is it? I don't know if I showed some of you guys. It's called the Feet Up thing. It's like a thing that helps you with like, to do a headstand. So before I got that, which by the way, you can get on Amazon. This is not an advertisement, but they're about, what is it? Like $79, $80. Totally worth it, by the way. But before I got that, like, I was just like, oh man, like, really trying to get back into my meditations because sometimes I fall off and, get back into meditation, do some yoga. There's this really amazing app and I really would suggest for some of you guys to download it. I downloaded it and you guys will love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's called Fit On and you can get it on any device like Android, iPhone. And it's really cool because it has like workouts for everybody, and it's free. Sure, you can go pro, but the free version is dope. Don't even trip. Got you. And it's fun. And like, honestly, download it so we can work out together. Like we're in quarantine. Like what the fuck else better do we have to do? So download it so we can friend request each other and we can work out together. Okay. So yeah, definitely. If you're having trouble sleeping, we're talking about getting some Z's, catching the Z's, not catching the Rona, but catching some Z's. Try some yoga, try some meditation, or eat a small bedtime snack with food shown to help shift the body, mind into sleep mode. So, try for something light. Like if you're just like, can't go to sleep, drink a nice glass of milk, try to just eat something very light that's not going to affect your sleep. Because again, also realizing that if you eat something really heavy, when you're sleeping, your body's still working. So your body's trying to process what you ate. So keep that into consideration as well. Don't go be like, well, Vanessa, you told me to eat a cheeseburger before I went to sleep and I didn't sleep all night. I did not say that. But try, like a chamomile tea, try some cherries, I don't know, some milk, something light, like, some fruit, something light. Another thing is, if you're having trouble sleeping, sometimes some of us, maybe because we're overthinking, write down those thoughts. Maybe you're worried about something, write it out. Maybe it can help you ease your mind. If you don't have anybody to talk to, write it out. Another thing that I really like is that I'll set my Alexa to, play some like calming, like meditative sounds and stuff like that. But that's just one idea. And yeah, so another thing is this was funny. I wrote down some things here, but this one's just, so one of the things that I have here is, check your food, like your attitude towards food. What we eat, right? Like what we eat is a reflection of how we feel. And I know some of you are going to be like, excuse me, but no, it is. I thought I was treating myself well, right? I thought being even vegan, I was just like, I'm vegan. Well, what the fuck? Like, I'm treating myself good. But no, the thing is that we're intelligent creatures, all of us. And we know what things don't make us feel good. We know what things make us feel good. And so when we notice those things, we have to say, okay, what is it that I'm eating that's making me feel this way, right? Because our body always tries to tell us, but, we're assholes. We ignore. We're just like, this is fucking delicious. I'm not going to stop eating this, right? But there comes a time, just like it happened to me, and maybe it might happen to you one day, when you decide that you're going to eat healthier, or you want to be healthier, but you just don't know how. Understand that you have to understand is that your attitude and how you feel towards your food or what you eat is literally a reflection of how you feel about yourself. Because I started noticing that the more raw foods I've eaten the past few weeks, right? Like I'm trying to get myself to eat more raw through my day, right? Because I started off with the salad, but now I'm just like, okay, in the mornings, I'll have something light, whether it be a smoothie, whether it be just like a banana and like a matcha tea or something. And I take all my vitamins of the day, and then I'll move on to later on my lunch, right? Which is something raw as well. But it makes it easier that way because I know how I feel and I know how I'm treating myself. And that all goes with like that mindset, right? Of like, okay, I want to be healthier. And like, I realize that these things that I'm eating are going to make me feel this way, whether it be good or bad, like, and you have to understand is like your attitude towards your food is also kind of like a telltale sign of how you value yourself, right? And now you're probably thinking like, well, why the fuck would I, excuse me, I'm over here burping. Why would I be like thinking about that? No, because it is. Because the way, like, first of all, when I eat my food lately, it's just such a satisfying feeling. Like, why? Because before it was just kind of like, oh, I'm eating a salad. Right? But now it's just like, I'm eating a fucking salad, man. Because like my body, I understand that I want to be healthy. So it's not something that you're just like, oh, I'm just trying to be healthy. No. There's a difference between try and are, right? There's try. You're really trying. Yeah, but you're eating a chocolate cake. And then there's I am healthy. Like I'm, and again, it goes into everything. So, okay. A healthy approach to eating is centered on savory flavor, eating to satisfaction and increasing energy rather than focusing on weight. Check your balance of low-calorie foods, nutrient-dense foods, providing many nutrients per calorie, and foods that are calorie-dense but nutrient-poor. So this all kind of goes back to, understanding what's in your foods, understanding like what it is that you're getting out of certain things, like what nutrients is this giving me? What mineral am I getting from this? I used to always kind of like, there was a time back, like probably like 7 months ago, where I was just like all about minerals and like finding out where I could get like the most minerals, right? And I was like, I think last summer, I was like on this kick of like getting up and eating a whole half a big ass watermelon for breakfast, right? And there was this whole misconception that some people were like, yeah, no, you can't eat like a whole half a watermelon. Like, that's insane. Well, when that's your whole breakfast, it's not insane. And did you know that eating half of a watermelon, right? Like a fresh, cut watermelon, just eat the whole half by yourself, breakfast. Pretend you're scooping out of a big bowl of cereal, and you just eat a whole half of a watermelon. That right there will provide you with all of the minerals that you need in one day alone. Who would have known that one half a watermelon, right, full of liquids, right? You're like, oh my God, it's full of water. But that half of that watermelon has all of the minerals that you need in a day, right? And so you have to worry about like going and try to get these supplements, right? We won't even get into supplements, into that part, because right now we're just focusing, I'm not trying to overwhelm you, but right now we're just focusing on these simple, easy little steps that you can take towards trying to already become a healthier person, right? Okay, just like this past weekend. So my husband went to Sprouts. He got a bag of chips. And I'm a sucker for chips. Like, I must just have a big ass lollipop head, especially now that by the way, you guys, this is like almost close to 3 weeks in, and we're growing little by little, y'all. I'm loving it. I'll tell you that much. I'm embracing this baldness. So yeah, back to it. Basically, he had bought the bag of chips, and I'm a sucker for chips. So I started eating some, and like I'm 3 chips in, and suddenly, I don't know, something happened to me. And I think it's because even on the weekend, like I had a salad, right? But I think what happened is like on the third chip in, I'm just like, I don't know, like no, right? And it's all because I'm reading this. Like I feel like I read a lot, but I'm reading this other book, and I've showed it to you guys. It's talking about like how to live forever young, and within the book, he talks about if you're putting more of the things in that, like the nutrients and you're eating foods that are actually good for you, that your body needs to operate, then you're not going to feel that need to like go and reach for, senseless snacks like sugars and sweets and basically shit that, if you're trying to be healthy, you shouldn't be eating, right? And so I was really proud because I was just like, you know what, Vanessa, come on, drink a wheatgrass, right? So I, get a little scoop of wheatgrass, shake it up in my shaker, and I drink it. And that was that. And I feel good. Like I feel good. I feel good now, and I feel good then, and I feel good about it, like about the choice that I made. And in that moment, I just knew, I was like, this is what the guy was talking about. And it's like happening to me. And I can only hope that it happens to you guys, like I can only hope that you guys understand like what I'm talking about, right? Because it is a good feeling when you make that choice. Like you finally realize like your body's saying like, I don't want this, because your body starts remembering like how you feel every time you do, right? You're like, oh man, well, come on, this again, this feeling again, and you're not gonna want to do that if you're trying to be healthier. Definitely eat like a kid, eat like a kid if you have to. What do I mean by that? If you're adding more fruits and vegetables, like finger food type of thing, like carrots, celery sticks, cherry tomatoes, broccoli, grapes, berries, and dried fruits, these are all nutritional powerhouses that are packed with antioxidants. Antioxidants are amazing for us. These are things that are constantly boosting our immune system. So these are the kind of things that you want to start incorporating. If that's what it takes for you to like ease your way into being healthier, then pack yourself those like when you were a kid and you had the little carrots and all the little finger food type of things with the fruits. Do whatever it takes to get yourself on that ride. Do whatever it takes, because you're inside your body, like everything inside you is so important, and you need to start taking that into consideration. Because this here isn't going to carry us. It can only carry so much of the weight load. If we're not taking care of it, there's no way in hell that it can take care of us. It's a relationship that we have, right? Be a picky eater. I know like when we were kids, or maybe somebody told you like, oh, like maybe not you, but there were certain things I was picky about, and like, but then like, you grow older and you just get hungry and just eat whatever. But be a picky eater. What do I mean by be a picky eater? I don't mean like be a picky eater. I mean like be picky with the shit that is bad for you. So be picky with that. Limit your saturated fats and your trans fats. And aim to eat more foods that are rich in anti-inflammatory, like omega-3s and your fatty acids, to cut your risk of like cardiovascular disease and all these other things. Be picky with that. Okay, those are the situations where you need to be picky. Those are the situations where you need to say like, no, I don't want that. Yuck. Because that's the stuff that in the long run, in the long stretch down the, long run on the goal line, that's the stuff that's going to fuck you up inside. And those are the things you want to avoid. I take supplements. I take like vitamins. I take oregano oil, spirulina. What else? Elderberry, just to boost my immunity. Give it a little extra. A little extra never hurt. What else? Multivitamins. And am I missing anything? Oh, and biotin, obviously, because your girl trying to make this hair grow out nice and healthy. But I would definitely say use foods over supplements if you can. Only take them if you know that you're the type of person that's not going to eat a certain thing and you really need to get that in. Then in that case scenario, I would suggest for you to do that. But if you can avoid it and you can just get it through a good diet, through a good, healthy, vegetables and your grains and all that stuff, then I would suggest for you to do it that way. That's a good way for you to kind of get yourself started. Because, also at the same time, you don't want to be wasting money either, because in the end, some of these things, I won't get into like the supplement this time. Maybe we can talk about it another time in another episode. But I just know that, you're just going to end up having some really expensive pee. You don't want to be wasting your money. So it's very important for you to get satisfaction from your food. It's our body, how can I say this? When we eat something, like when you have this energy towards it, at least that's the way I think about it, is that sensory wise, like it's a good feeling inside, because when you're having fun with what you're eating, your body feels it inside, you enjoy it, and then you're gonna, obviously it's gonna go to all the places where it needs to go, but also you're gonna feel that rewarding sensation from you getting satisfied from your food. Again, pay attention to the nutritional value of your food. I know you guys are probably like, but I'm just like, really, I enjoy rubbing my hair now. Pay attention to the nutritional value of the foods that you choose to eat, as well as the sense of satisfaction, relaxation, tension, fatigue when you sit down and eat. Check in with yourself as you eat. And understand that when you're hungry, when you're full, and when you're satisfied, and you need to consider how much to eat, or, like these are all things that you need to pay attention to, because a lot of us tend to not pay attention to that. We just sit down and we're essentially just eating. We're not even chewing our food properly. We're just, we're just not. And again, the more you chew your food, the more you're enjoying it, the more you break down your food, the easier it is for your stomach to digest it, because you're helping that process out, and you're not going to feel so lethargic at the end of it all. Another thing, give yourself a break. What do I mean by that? I'm the type of person that I'll spend countless hours working out. But it's also important that, you give yourself that permission to maybe have shorter workouts, to, overtraining could definitely be a problem. And I'm telling you that because I've experienced it. There'll be weeks where like I overtrain myself. I am my own coach. Nobody gives me the motivation for anything, because I feel like at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't want to do anything, you're just not going to do it. But if you're here and you're watching this video and you're like, Vanessa, I need that motivation. I need that push over the hump. Like, help me. Well, again, you don't want to stress out your body, because that's going to release a certain kind of like, hormone in your brain, and then it's going to go through all your whole system, and you don't want none of that. You don't want to feel those sensations. So just give yourself a break, train light, switch it up, be diverse, and just get that nice little balance going. And don't be afraid to try new things. Man, I'm always trying new workouts. I'm always trying to create new stuff, and work with what you got. You can get a workout in at home with anything. Don't let this whole quarantine shit stop you from working on yourself. If anything, now's the time. You want to leave. You want to be out of this quarantine shredded. You want to be healthy. You want to be proud of yourself, okay? Because that's if that's your goal, if that's why you're here right now, that's why you're watching this video, then again, you're on the right path. If this is what you want, think small. I know some people are like, think big. No, think small. Don't overwhelm yourself. Often the biggest deterrent to improving health is feeling overwhelmed by all the available advice and like research that's on the internet. Most of the time, we have that intent. We just want to do it, but there's just so much shit out there. There's so much info. It's just like regurgitating all over the place. We just don't know what to look at, what to pick up and grab, right? Because it's too much. So think small. Try to focus first on one small, seemingly unhealthy habit and turn it into a healthy habit. So think of something very small in your life that maybe that one little thing that you want to make better, right? For me, it's the sleeping part. I definitely want to get that like more on point. Maybe stay tuned, maybe, we work through this together. But definitely that's something to think about. Just start with something small and turn it into a positive habit. Think of how you want to better yourself in that aspect. And, anything really, just try anything. Oh, if you're the type of person that's, you're trying to kick soda, okay, start by, if I don't know how many times a week maybe you drink it, but maybe cut it out on one certain day, then, try to go another day and just, start small. Start with small little changes. That's not going to be too painful on you. That's going to make the beginning of your journey too hard. You know what I mean? That's going to make you like, just want to be like, you know what? Fuck this. No, do something that's definitely going to make you want to keep going. Keep good company. Okay. This is very important. Okay. You can do all the right things in your life, right? You can be the most angelic person, but, if you have personal relationships with people who have unhealthy habits, it is often an uphill battle, right? So understand that the healthiest people are those who have relationships with other healthy people. Get your family or friends involved with you when you walk or plan healthier meals. Making healthy changes with a loved one can bring you closer together as well and motivate you. So think about, loved ones that maybe want to get healthy too, or people around you, and just use them as a like a nice supportive system to lean on. Make a list and check it twice. Take a few minutes and write down all the reasons you can't begin an exercise program. So think of all your can'ts. Then look at the basics of each reason that you said, oh, I can't do this, right? For instance, if you wrote no time as one of your reasons, then perhaps that's based on a belief that an exercise program takes a lot of time. And that's why you need to download FitOn, because there's all sorts of times on that one. You can get a workout in 5 minutes. Starting with an even 5 minutes a day will have a positive effect on you creating a healthy habit, whereas one didn't exist before. So think about that as one of your things. That's a powerful mental adjustment that you can make for yourself. A closer look at your list will also expose those false beliefs hiding behind each excuse. So, maybe, you need to call yourself out on some things. Maybe you've just been making excuses for yourself, and now's the time to step up, especially right now in quarantine. We all got time. We got time right now. Right now is the time to fucking step up and get healthy. Just because you're at home doesn't mean that you can't get healthy. So yeah. Again, I hope that any of the things that I said here today kind of helped you. I wasn't always like this. It took me some time to get to where I'm at now, and I feel like I'm constantly always trying to improve that mindset. But yeah. So on that note, again, if you guys ever have any questions, or you have any anything that you'd like to add regarding today's show, always feel free to email me at peopletalknow@hotmail.com. And yeah, hit your girl up. Ask me some questions. Don't even trip. I got you. And yeah, I hope any of the, things that I suggested here today really help you towards just kind of getting yourself, up there on that like health grind, again, you can always, if you have any questions regarding like how to, aside of the things that I said here today, if you need that like little extra help, feel free to always email me and I'll figure out some sort of way to help you out. Don't be afraid to reach out. And yeah, so as always, you guys always know that at the end of every show, I like to leave with a word of the day and a joke of the day because, little humor never hurt nobody. And also, I like you guys leaving my show, learning something new, like a word that you can use, and build your vocab. So yeah, let's go ahead and start with our joke of the day. So since we're all working from home and shit, I thought this one was kind of cute. So someone sent me this one, and so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. So I'm working, and I just seen a burglar kicking his own door in. I asked him, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I'm working from home." All right, can we cue the laughter? Because I thought that was funny because we're all working from home and stuff. So yeah, you like that joke. Just give it a little thumbs up. Okay, so let's move on to the word of the day. Whew. Wow, word of the day. Never heard of this one before. So the word of the day is called deflagrate. Deflagrate. Yeah, it's DEFLAGRATE. Deflagrate. So the definition of deflagrate is to burn rapidly with intense heat and sparks being given off. Oof, sounds dangerous. To cause something to burn in such a manner. Did you know deflagrate combines the Latin verb flagellar, meaning to burn, with the Latin prefix de, meaning down or away. Flagellar is also an ancestor of such words as conflagration and flagrant, and it is distantly related to fulgent and flame. In the field of explosive, deflagrate is used to describe the burning of fuel accelerated by the expansion of gases under the pressure of containment, which causes the containing vessel to break apart in comparison. The term detonate, from Latin tonare, meaning to thunder, refers to an instant, violent, and explosion that results when shock waves pass through molecules and displace them at a supersonic speed. Wow. So deflagrate has been making sparks in English since about 1727, and detonate burst onto the scene at around the same time. Wow. So you go out there and you use this word, deflagrate, you hashtag people talk now, and let me know how you use it in a sentence, and let me know. I don't know, deflagrate. That's a word, let me tell you. So yes, you guys, I really hope that something from today's show really kind of helped you think about your health. Anything here made you think about ways that you can kind of start easing your way into be a healthier person. Again, if you ever have any questions, about how to manage your exercise, your stress, your diet, feel free to email me at peopletalknow@hotmail.com. And if you have any suggestions on topics that you want me to talk about, again, email me, hit me up, let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and put my email on my link tree in my bio, so that way you guys can email me more freely whenever you guys have any topics that you want me to discuss. But yeah, you guys, so just eat your veggies, please. Eat your fruits, drink some smoothies. It ain't that hard, y'all. It's never hard to feel good. It's easier to feel like shit. Okay? It's just so easy. Like, we could just eat something and just mess our whole selves up. And right now, at this point in time in history, I think it's super important that we take our health serious. Now is the time. If you didn't, time for you to wake up. Wake up. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you don't know who I am and you're new to this channel, my name is Vanessa Herrera and I am the host of People Talk Now. And yeah, as always, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a real fucking slice. And have a kick-ass Wednesday. Bye.